What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Sandstorm Meetup. Today, I am joined by Gabe from Metaresidence. Gabe, how you doing today? Oh, I think your mic's muted.
Yep.
All
Can you
right,
hear me?
there we go.
Yeah, how's it going, brother? Good to be here.
I'm doing great. I appreciate you coming on today. I'm excited to talk about this because you guys have a really interesting project that you guys are working on. I usually like to start off with an introduction so people that are watching the stream who might not know Gabe and how you got into Web3 and you know what role you play on the Metaresidence team.
Yeah, sure, man. I created Metaresidence pretty much from the ground up, from the concept. Um, Kind of long story short, got a construction management degree. Grew up really into the field of construction. My dad's a general contractor, and then got my general contractor's license as well, and started building about a decade ago. And that's where that kind of part of this started.
Mm-hmm.
Along the way, about 3, 4 years ago, I started to kind of dabble in crypto, and then really got heavy into it about 2.5 years ago from an investment trading standpoint. um, and then those two paths kind of collided together with the Metaresidence project. That's kind of like long story short, but that's where it definitely all started.
Nice, nice. So yeah, you've been around for a while. You've been in the crypto scene for a good minute. Do you personally, buy NFTs and do stuff like that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really collecting stuff since I was a kid, like Pokemon cards, and that was definitely a big part of my childhood. Baseball cards, all kinds of things like that. And so it was a sort of natural progression for me to sort of start paying attention to NFTs, start looking at Sandbox land specifically, and Metaverse real estate really caught my attention. And then I pretty quickly kind of started to look for ways that I could combine, uh, what I was building in the real world with kind of what's going on with the metaverse space. And yeah, and then I also very quickly started to think about uh, accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment for assets that I'm building in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where things really started to snowball as far as creating the concept that is meta residence.
Nice, nice. And for everyone watching, Metaresidence, we're gonna get into what you guys are doing. Right here, real world home. Is this your first project, Residence One? Correct.
It's the first project that exists in the metaverse, but this is one of many homes that we've built over the years here in Miami. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So this is the first one that when you buy when you guys are gonna auction off this house and it's gonna come with a one of one exact replica in the sandbox. Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes far beyond that as far as the metaverse version of it. But yeah, that's the deal.
Nice, nice. And when do you guys plan on having this auction?
So the auction is scheduled tentatively to take place in March, April of next year. That's sort of the goal. Of course, there's a lot of moving parts. We have the real world build, which has its own set of moving parts. But right now, everything is on pace to host the auction around that time.
Nice, nice. And how long have you guys been working on, I guess, Residence One?
So Residence One broke ground just over a year ago, and the that's real world here in Miami, Florida. And the Sandbox build we started building very shortly thereafter. Both of them are very much nearing completion right now.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome, nice. And as you guys can see on screen right here, we have some side by side images. Like I said, it's a one of one copy, but the sandbox one has a little bit extra features that do come along with it, which we'll show off later in the show. Correct. Um, it
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
yeah, it also comes with a Lamborghini, if I was reading correctly, right?
Yeah, so there we have a partnership with Ocean Auto Club. Great team over there. And what we've done is we've packaged together a 2022 Huracan with the home. The art on the car was designed by Mio, the founder of CyberKongs, which has been a great partner for us on the project. You'll see definitely Kongs themed throughout the house, both in Sandbox as well as in the real world. We have some cool things that we're doing there.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, the way it will work, the Lambo will not be included at the base price of the house. So there's going to be a reserve price will be set on the house likely in January, and then there will be a second tier price that if the auction reaches that price, uh, not only will the Lamborghini be included, but also all of the furniture assets that you see in game will be manufactured and included in the house, which is over $500,000 worth of furniture.
Nice, nice. And I was also reading that there are some bonuses as well that come with it. You guys are throwing in a CyberKongz VX as well that
Yep.
comes with the house.
Yep.
And then also a one of one CyberKongz / Sandbox pair of Air Force Ones, right?
Yeah, correct. There is a pair of shoes. There's a couple of other cool things that we've done to integrate kind of Web3 IPs into the physical home build. Um, but yeah, there's a cool pair of shoes done by Z1 Kicks, and they might have some signatures on them too.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Now, does the is the Sandbox land going to come with a Lamborghini as well?
Yeah, we have a voxelized version of the car as well inside Sandbox. And yeah, when we cruise around here in a bit, we'll show it off. It's parked in front of in the garage right now.
Nice, nice. And I guess my main question is, what was the idea? Obviously, you said you were in Web3 and
Hmm.
crypto. What made you think, what, I'm going to make do an auction, build this house from the ground up, and then also do a copy in Sandbox and try to auction it off. Like, what was the idea behind it?
So it's kind of what Metaresidence has become is a lot of ideas that have sort of snowballed into this, and it's kind of grown into becoming really the kind of ultimate package that I could personally create of physical and digital assets. But it really just started with me being involved in crypto and thinking to myself, I want to accept crypto as a form of payment for
Hmm.
these assets. That was really step one. Step two was I started investing in Sandbox land, and then I really quickly started thinking, hey, it'd be cool to build a model of this house inside Sandbox. As a developer, there's a lot of cool things that happen when you do that, like you know having an open house in the metaverse, for example, being able to have people from around the world come and visit the house and interact with it, and even take it a step further, like we're doing with Residence One, and transact the house on the blockchain. Um, that was something that was very attractive to me, to have the house exist as a digital version in a metaverse that has a lot of eyes on it.
Hmm.
And so that's where I really started thinking. Um, let's build a version of this inside Sandbox. And then I started to kind of run with that idea and think, what else can we do? Obviously in Sandbox we're not limited by physics, so we can build the real home, but we can also do a lot of cool other things with that. And so we've tried to really take advantage of that and build a really cool experience for the future buyer of Residence One.
Nice, nice. As far as interest on the auction in the house, um, are you primarily seeing people that are already crypto native in the NFT space? Or are you seeing people that are not in the NFTs at all talk to you and have show interest in the auction?
It's kind of both. I could say so. The sale of the house, we will accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, or US dollars. The way that the auction will work will allow the buyer to finance. So that's pretty cool because it really opens up the buyer pool a lot. It's kind of both. The asset Residence One, it is a fairly expensive asset.
Hmm.
It will probably be um, in the $10+ million range. Um, but yeah, it's both, and we are targeting kind of both markets, the traditional market as well as the crypto investors.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess what kind of reception have you received from I guess traditional home buyers?
I mean, the I would just say that the reception in general has been pretty crazy. I mean, it's been way more than I could have ever asked. Just in general, the house has become pretty much the most publicized single family home in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that I've seen in the last few years. I mean, it's really been everywhere, and I'm honestly humbled by what's happened. Um, it's been super exciting for me. As a builder, normally you build a home, and there's no partnerships, there's no articles, there's no interviews. That you just build a home and you sell it, and it's a nice product, and that's it. So to have all of this happen with Residence One has been incredible, really.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you guys were. I saw your NBC interview, and during that time, the house was still. It was like I don't even think you had drywall up yet. It was still bare bones. You guys were walking around inside, so
Yep.
that had to have been some time ago. But
Yeah, no.
um,
So right now the house drywall is fully up. The tile inside is almost complete, and so it's come quite a ways from where you saw it on NBC. The pool wasn't even dug. The pool is now almost complete. So the real world build is definitely getting there.
yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I'll be curious to see who ends up buying it. I mean, like you said, it could sell for over $10 million. And with it's in Miami. That's almost a NFT crypto hotspot. I know like a lot of Bored Ape is stationed there, and there's a lot of crypto events and NFT events that go on in Miami. So I think it'd be cool if a project stepped in and bought the house and maybe used it to rent it out or host events in, or whatever. I don't know who. I don't have $10 million, so I don't know what kind of people are walking around with that type of money. But
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a beautiful home. It's in a beautiful neighborhood. It has all of the bells and whistles really that you could imagine. It is a full smart home. Our partners over at Crestron have done a great job at outfitting the house with all of the latest gear. And so, I mean, you can control the entire build from a single interface. So it really is a state of the art physical build in that sense. And then it has the unique ability to transfer the ownership rights of the physical asset via an NFT, which is really the tip of the iceberg in what we've done here.
yeah, I know there's a lot of innovation with this. I think a lot of people. I personally like when NFTs connect to real world items because I think that's just going to be the future of NFTs, and homes and auto sales, I think, are eventually going to be tied to NFTs. So I think you guys are definitely paving the way to kind of show the real world how this will work. Because once it sells, just how it was on NBC with them showing off the house, whatever you guys sell it for, there will definitely be a lot of news about that, and a lot of new people that are like, oh my God, this house sold for what? And it's transferred through an NFT.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things that the project has done is give me an opportunity to educate a lot of people and brands that might not necessarily be looking at this space otherwise, and doing meta residence as a proof of concept has kind of given a lot of them a reason to sort of start paying attention and asking me questions and that sort of thing. And so I think it's good for the space, and it's going to be really interesting to see how real estate and blockchain and NFTs start to work together in the coming years.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think something like this would be something that Zillow or realtor.com would be all over, because it's one thing to go on their website and look at pictures of a house, but to actually be able to walk in a one-of-one replica, even if it is in voxel form, like you could still see all the rooms and how they're going to be laid out and how you could lay it out. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to address a question. It just popped up here on the screen that somebody's asking. It's a pretty common. It's not a bad question. It's a great question. That what happens if the ownership NFT gets hacked or stolen? Um, it basically, if the ownership NFT gets hacked or stolen, without getting into too much like proprietary legal stuff, uh, you will not be able to actually steal the physical home. There's essentially within the legal language. You will be in a situation where you're going to have to go to court most likely and show that you own the house. But basically, there's a bridge to kind of give a visual explanation of how there's a bridge within the language that will allow you to essentially burn that, and therefore there's no way to actually steal the physical home even if you compromise the token.
Yeah. So they would just burn the token and then issue a new one to the proper homeowner.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a question a lot of people ask when you bring that up, is because you hear about so many people getting their assets stolen, and it's like if someone steals your NFT, do they just you kick them out of the house? Get out! It's my house now.
Yeah, I mean, you have like it's a whole it's a whole different world with the physical asset. So yeah, there'd be no way. The way that the law works, there'd be no way to steal that physical asset, even if you compromised that original token. We would burn that, and we would issue a new token to the homeowner.
Yeah. Yep. As far as the build in the sandbox, did you guys outsource this to like a third party building company, or did you guys build it in house?
Yeah, the house was built by Voxel Architects, who I know George is. He's actually in here listening right now. So shout out to them. They've done an absolutely incredible job in building the house and translating real world construction documents into the sandbox, which is a lot easier said than done for sure. To build, a house in detail as it is in the construction documents, and the interior design documents, literally all of the details, the landscape documents, and do everything to scale is something that really takes a lot of hours, and they've done a beautiful and incredible job for sure at voxelizing the home.
Nice. Nice. Well, I believe you are sharing your screen. We can pull this up, and you're going to show off a little bit of what the plot looks like in Sandbox, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my little avatar standing there. Let me just boom. There we go. So yeah, so there's the house. You can see the the Lambos parked over there in the corner, and I'll go ahead and jump down here, and we can take a little tour. So yeah, so here's the front of Residence One, um, and the voxelized version of the car. And yeah, we'll take a cruise on in here through the front entrance. Uh, Shout out to Cyberkong 4333.
So the house is going to also come with different, I forget the displays, but where you're able to display your NFTs in the house, correct?
Yeah, so good call. This location right here, where you see my baby Kong, is gonna have a Luma panel, which is a museum grade NFT panel. It's the highest grade pitch LED on the market. It's a very expensive and nice panel to display
Mm-hmm.
NFTs. So that's one of the panels that will be in the house. That's the main panel at the entrance of the house. And then, yeah, as you walk in here to the living room, you got the fireplace over here on the right. We got a Cyberkong security, of course. And then over here, we're in the dining room, and you can see the wine room over there in the back. This is like a little office room. I'll go ahead and I'll close those doors, and we'll show you we got one bathroom here. And we've done everything in this house, like to detail as how it's going to be, in the completed house, from the finishes, the rock, the lights, the LEDs, really everything. We tried to do it as close as we could possibly get it in voxel form to
Mm-hmm.
what the real world house is going to look like. So right here, we're standing in the kitchen now. This is the bar. And then here's the family room, looking out towards the back terrace and barbecue area. So we'll come out here, and we got the pool area. And then this way is the guest house. So back here we have a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom guest house. Just really quick, here is the cabana bathroom, which goes out to the pool. So guests at the pool can have easy access to a restroom. And then as you come in here to the guest house, has a small kitchen, and this is a single bedroom, single bath guest house that also has its own garage and its own driveway, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll just run around here so you could see kind of the profile of the house.
Yeah, this is where I say, like, this is, I mean, this could very well be the future in 5 years of being a realtor. Is you don't even go to the physical house. You just get online and you show them, hey, like, there's this house here, especially people that are buying homes out of state and they want to see what the house looks like,
Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredible tool for developers to show off builds and then even potentially transact them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually one of my favorite parts of the house. This barn door that we have here opens up, and you can close it, and then you have kind of like a second family room here
Mm-hmm.
with 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Um, And then we'll come down this way. Got another bedroom over here. The house is 7 bedrooms and 9 baths. Right here, we got a little PJ bar. And then this is the brains of the house, the electronic control room. You can see the Crestron logo right there. And then as we come in through these double doors, this is going to be the master bedroom. So the master has its own gym space on the inside. And then, of course, you have his and her closets, which the house will come with the closets completed, as you see here. And then over onto the master bathroom.
It's a nice bathroom. I need to get me a couple $1 million. That's what I'm learning from this.
Yeah, I hear you. So it's got an outdoor shower here that leads over to the pool. And then we have back here, this area doesn't exist in the real world, but this is a metaverse little area that we created. That's a shout out to all of the partners that have helped us out on the project.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much that. When you run over here, as we mentioned, there's some secret parts of the build. I'll just kind of tease everybody a little bit. You could run over this way and open, and through that door will lead you to the secret parts of Residence One.
Because there is, I think from what I saw in the NBC interview, there is a nightclub section.
There is a nightclub underneath the house. I can confirm the nightclub is there. There's a Hall of Kongs as well
Mm-hmm.
that will function as a gallery and allow the future owner to display a number of NFTs. I believe there's only over 40 panels in there in the Hall of Kongs, and yeah,
There he is. There
there's
is the Hall of Kongs.
there's a shot of it. So yeah.
Nice. And so, this does come with the actual sandbox land. You know, I guess what are some different things you think the owner is going to be able to do with that land? Like what are the advantages of having your house in the metaverse?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously, it's kind of like a turnkey social hub, right? The house does have a lot of eyes on it already, so I would imagine that people are going to be visiting it once it's live in Sandbox, and so of course, you have eyes passing through there. You can take advantage of it, just in the same way that we've done here with all of the brands that have taken part in the build. If the buyer is a well-known person, if they have a following, if they have real-world brands, they can obviously change the build to brand it however they want. You can host, events at the house, both at the physical house and the digital house, which is something that we haven't really seen before. So it's really kind of yet to be seen. All of the things that you could do with it, and then of course you have the token for the house, so you can transfer the house very quickly if that's something that you want to do.
Nice. And um, are you guys planning on doing more houses after this one is completed?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been building for about a decade, so definitely um, no plans on slowing down or stopping. I really would like to do, Residence One is something that I wanted to really be an example of everything that's possible. And I wanted to be really that ultimate package, ultimate luxury package of
Mm-hmm.
digital and physical assets. I would love to do something after Residence One that is a lot more attainable, and maybe not in the $10+ million range. So I would definitely love to do some different things. It may be a house, it may be it's definitely possible to do this type of model with like a building, a mid-rise building or something like that, to do apartments or condos, that type of thing. I think that that's a super interesting idea. um, what exactly it's going to be after Residence One, I don't know yet, but I think I'm definitely excited for what the future brings, and to sort of continue to build out this concept and to see how far I can push it.
Yeah. And you had mentioned that prior to Residence One, you had already started, I guess, accepting crypto payments for building houses. Is that what you said?
Yeah, we've never actually taken in. Nobody's ever really even asked to pay on our prior builds. this is the first time that we're 100% open to it, and even if the person wants to pay fully in crypto, that's totally fine. Um, and yeah, but this will be the first time that we do that.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think that the house looks great. I did want to ask, you had that thing out front where it showed all of the partners. I guess what are some different partners that you're working with, and I guess how did they help with the build?
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, we have Sandbox, who has been super supportive with anything we need to create the house on their platform. We have Sotheby's, who is the representing agent on the house. We have Crestron, who outfitted the house with all of the smart gear that you could ever ask for in a modern luxury home. We have Ocean Auto Club, who sourced us the Lamborghini. We have CyberKongs, who has provided us with all kinds of IP to integrate in both the physical build and the digital build. They designed the wrap on the Lambo, and a lot of cool things that we're doing together with Kongs. We of course have Luma Canvas, who's providing the canvas at the front of the house. Black Dove Art, who's providing several other canvases. I feel like I'm going to leave somebody out. We have Voxel Architects, who, as we already mentioned, built the house inside Sandbox. And Think Simple and Bodhi, who you see on there on the partners screen, they installed all of the Crestron gear within the house and control all of the smart technology in there. Yeah, that's I think I got everybody. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. But yeah.
Awesome. And is there any specific thing that someone has to do to participate in this auction? I know I saw there was a pre-mint page. What was that I was looking at?
Yeah, so there's essentially kind of two major ways to come, and so you can either be somebody that has a real estate agent or broker with them, and then that real estate agent or broker can either reach out directly to Sotheby's or reach out directly to me. There's also a contact form on the site. So just fill out the contact form and reach out to us that way, real estate agents and brokers. We are adding another button that will say broker registration, so it'll be a little bit more clear. And if you don't have a real estate agent or broker, there's a how to bid button on the site at metaresidence.io. You can just click on that, and you have to have 50 ETH in a MetaMask wallet. Connect to the pre-mint link. It's going to ask you for your email address. Once I get that email, I will send you KYC documents. You do have to be KYC'd to bid on the house. And at that point, after completing the KYC documents, you'll be officially qualified to bid.
Awesome. And then, yeah, the link is right there in the chat, Metaresidence, if anyone in the chat is interested. Now, GWiz did ask a question. He wanted to know, are you selling the TSB build and the IRL build with maintenance phase, like 1 year or something?
Yeah, great question, GWiz. Yeah, absolutely. We are going to be providing the owner with a package to make sure that they have all of the support they need to utilize the Sandbox build, to enjoy it, to modify it if needed, or anything they want to do. And then, of course, the real world home comes with all of the real world warranties that we have to provide as a contractor anyways.
Nice. All right. Well, I mean, I think we covered just about everything. Is there anything you felt like we left out?
No, man. I mean, I really appreciate it. It's been a long time that I know we've been chatting and wanting to show the house. I'm glad we finally got to do it now that things the build is almost done and we can really show off a lot of it. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I would just say if anybody has any questions, feel free to visit the site metaresidence.io. If you have any questions, I'm always in Discord and CyberKong's Discord hanging out. You can shoot me a message on Twitter. Feel free to reach out and ask questions, guys. Always happy to chat.
All right, nice. And yeah, everyone that is on the team, if you go to the website, you scroll down, you can find all their Twitters, including yours at Metaverse Gabe. Anyone that has any questions, like you said, feel free to reach out. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the auction goes and to hear more about it and just to follow you guys' company and see what more you guys do connecting NFTs to the real world.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Like I said, appreciate you guys bringing us on and look forward to chatting again.
Yep. I appreciate you coming on, and thank you to everyone in the stream for watching. We will be live again tomorrow at the same time, 1:00 Eastern time. So thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.
Cool. Bye, guys. Thank you.